You're holding a penny from 1972 in your hand right now. Maybe it's sitting in your coin jar. Or perhaps it's lost between your couch cushions. That ordinary-looking copper coin could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly what to look for. The 1972 Lincoln cent might seem unremarkable at first glance. After all, the U.S. Mint produced over 5.5 billion of them across 3 facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. But hidden among these billions of pennies are some of the most valuable copper mistakes ever struck by the United States Mint. Take John Martinez from Sacramento, California. In 2019, he was sorting through his grandfather's old coin collection when he noticed something odd about one particular 1972 penny. That single coin sold at auction for $126,500. The reason? A double die obverse error, so pronounced it created a clear secondary image of Lincoln's profile. But double dies aren't the only errors that make 1972 pennies valuable. Let's examine the 3 main categories of errors that can turn your pocket change into serious cash. First, we have striking errors. These occur during the actual minting process when the die strikes the planchet. That's the blank metal disc that becomes a coin. The most famous 1972 striking error is the double die obverse, or DDO. When the hub creates the die, it strikes multiple times to form a deep, crisp image. If there's slight rotation between strikes, you end up with a doubled image. On the 1972 DDO penny, this doubling is most visible in the date, Liberty, and In God We Trust. Using a 5x magnifying glass, look closely at these letters. If you see clear separation and doubling, especially in the letters we, you might have one of these valuable errors. The strongest doubled dies from 1972 have sold for over $250,000 in pristine condition. But there's an even rarer error that collectors dream of finding. In 1972, a small number of pennies were struck on planchets intended for dimes. These wrong planchet errors are instantly recognizable because they're smaller and lighter than normal pennies, made from silver-colored metal instead of copper. One of these pieces sold at a heritage auction in 2021 for $158,625. Sarah Thompson, a retired schoolteacher from Minnesota, discovered one of these wrong planchet errors while rolling coins for her local bank in 2018. I almost missed it, she recalls. But something about the color caught my eye. When I realized what I had found, my hands were shaking so much I could barely hold the coin. The second category involves die errors. These happen when the die itself is damaged or improperly prepared. The 1972 penny series includes several fascinating die break errors, where pieces of the die actually chipped away during production. These breaks create raised areas on the coin's surface, sometimes called cuds by collectors. One particularly valuable die break occurs on the reverse of some 1972 Denver Mint pennies, creating a prominent raised area near the Lincoln Memorial. These can command prices ranging from $500 to $15,000, depending on the size and location of the break. But here's where things get really interesting. The third category, and potentially the most valuable, involves composition errors. In 1972, the Mint was still using 95% copper planchets for penny production. However, a handful of 1972 pennies have been discovered struck on aluminum planchets, a metal the Mint was testing for possible future use. These aluminum 1972 pennies are so rare that only 3 are known to exist. 2 are held in private collections, and 1 resides in the Smithsonian Institution. The last time one changed hands privately, it reportedly sold for over $750,000. James Wilson, a prominent error coin dealer, explains why these are so valuable. The 1972 aluminum cents were never meant to exist. They represent a fascinating intersection of mint history and experimentation. Finding one would be like discovering a unicorn in your pocket change. Let's talk about how to examine your 1972 pennies properly. You'll need 3 tools: a 5x to 10x magnifying glass, good lighting, and patience. Start by checking the date. Make sure it's actually 1972. Then, look for these key indicators. Weight is crucial. A normal 1972 penny should weigh 3.11 grams. If it's significantly lighter, you might have a wrong planchet error. The rare aluminum cents weigh only 0.93 grams. Next, examine Lincoln's profile under magnification. Look for clear separation or doubling in the letters and numbers. Pay special attention to Liberty and the date. True doubled die errors will show consistent doubling across all affected areas. The mint mark, if present, appears below the date. Denver coins show a D, while San Francisco coins have an S. Philadelphia coins have no mint mark. But be careful. Some counterfeiters add fake mint marks to common coins. Check the surface texture too. Genuine mint errors often have a slightly different striking quality than normal coins. Die breaks will appear as raised, irregular areas that catch light differently than the rest of the surface. Here's a secret mini collector's miss. The reverse can be just as valuable as the obverse. Examine the Lincoln Memorial carefully. Some 1972 pennies show dramatic doubling in the columns and steps. These doubled die reverse varieties can sell for thousands. Margaret Chun, a collector from Portland, found one such coin in her father's old coffee can collection. "I almost cleaned it," she admits. "Thank goodness I decided to look it up first." Her coin, showing strong reverse doubling, sold for $42,300 at auction last year. But perhaps the most intriguing aspect of 1972 penny hunting is what hasn't been discovered yet. New varieties and errors are still being found, even after 50 years. In 2023, a previously unknown die variety was identified, showing unique doubling characteristics never before documented. This brings us to an important point: preservation. If you think you've found a valuable 1972 error, don't clean it. Don't handle it with bare hands. Place it carefully in a soft plastic flip or holder. Even minor cleaning can reduce a coin's value by 50% or more. Consider the story of Tom Bradley, who found a 1972 doubled die penny in outstanding condition. "It looked a bit dirty," he remembers. "I thought about cleaning it up before having it authenticated. That would have been a $100,000 mistake." His uncleaned coin later graded MS 65 red and sold for $186,000. The market for 1972 error pennies continues to strengthen. Over the past decade, prices for major errors have increased by an average of 12% annually. Even minor varieties that sold for hundreds of dollars 10 years ago now command thousands. Professional grading is essential for valuable specimens. The three main grading services, PCGS, NGC, and ANAX, can authenticate your coin and protect it in a tamper-evident holder. This certification often increases the coin's value and marketability significantly. Remember that condition matters enormously. A circulated 1972 doubled die might be worth $25,000, while the same error in mint state condition could bring $200,000 or more. Look for coins with original red copper color and minimal contact marks. The hunt for valuable 1972 pennies isn't just about making money. It's about preserving numismatic history. Each error tells a story about the minting process, about quality control, about the changes in American coinage during a pivotal time in our nation's monetary history. So before you dismiss that jar of pennies on your dresser, take a closer look. The next great 1972 error discovery could be sitting in your home right now. Every coin deserves a careful examination. You never know when you might be holding a six-figure penny in your hands. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. We're constantly sharing new insights about valuable coins hiding in plain sight. Drop a comment below if you have any questions about identifying 1972 penny errors. I read and respond to every comment. And don't forget to hit that notification bell to catch our next video about the incredible 1969 doubled die penny. Until then, happy hunting!